Have you ever felt like you and the person you love most are suddenly speaking two completely different languages? One moment you are in harmony, and the next, a simple comment or a misunderstood look spirals into a day of silence or an evening of heated arguments. These moments of disconnection can feel incredibly lonely and heavy. It is as if a thick fog has settled between you and you cannot find the path back to the warmth you once shared. Today we are going to look at these moments through a different lens. We are going to explore the ancient wisdom of the Buddha to understand why these misunderstandings happen and how we can use the concepts of karma and mindful communication to heal our relationships and bring back the light. When we hear the word karma, many of us think of it as a form of cosmic punishment or a reward system. We think if we do something bad, then something bad will happen to us. But in the Buddhist tradition, karma is much more nuanced and empowering than that. The word karma literally means action. It refers to the law of cause and effect. Every thought we think, every word we speak, and every action we take is like planting a seed in the garden of our life. These seeds eventually sprout and grow into the reality we experience. In the context of a relationship, your current dynamic is the harvest of the seeds you both have been planting for weeks, months, or even years. If you have been planting seeds of impatience, criticism, or neglect, it is only natural that the fruit you harvest is one of tension and misunderstanding. However, the beautiful thing about karma is that it is not a life sentence. Because karma is based on action, you have the power to change the future by changing what you do right now. Every moment is a fresh opportunity to plant a new kind of seed. When you choose to respond with kindness instead of snapping back, or when you choose to truly listen instead of defending yourself, you are creating new karma. You are shifting the trajectory of your relationship from one of conflict to one of connection. To heal a misunderstanding, we first need to understand where it comes from. From a Buddhist perspective, most of our suffering in relationships arises from three main roots, which are often called the three poisons. These are attachment, aversion, and ignorance. Ignorance in this sense is not about a lack of intelligence, but a lack of awareness. We are often ignorant of the other person's internal world. We assume we know what they are thinking or why they did what they did, but our perceptions are filtered through our own past experiences and biases. We see the world through a pair of tinted glasses, and we forget that our partner is wearing a completely different pair. Then there is attachment. We become attached to our idea of how things should be or how our partner should behave. When they fail to meet those expectations, we feel hurt or angry. We are also attached to our own point of view, believing that we are right and they are wrong. This rigid clinging to being right is one of the biggest obstacles to harmony. Aversion, on the other hand, shows up when we try to push away uncomfortable feelings. Instead of sitting with the discomfort of a disagreement, we might lash out or shut down. We want the pain to go away, so we create a wall between ourselves and the person we love. Buddhist wisdom offers us a very practical framework for breaking through these walls, and it is called the Eightfold Path. Two elements of this path are especially powerful for healing relationships, which are right speech and right mindfulness, particularly in the form of deep listening. Right speech is not just about avoiding lies. It is a profound practice of integrity and compassion. Before you speak, especially during a conflict, you can ask yourself 4 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? And is it the right time? Think about how many arguments would simply dissolve if we applied these filters. Often, we say things that are true, but they are not kind or helpful in that moment. Or we say things that are meant to be helpful, but we say them with a sharp tone that triggers defensiveness. Right speech also involves avoiding harsh language and divisive talk. It means speaking in a way that builds bridges rather than burning them. It requires us to slow down and breathe before we let our emotions drive our tongue. When we practice right speech, we are planting seeds of trust and safety. The counterpart to right speech is deep listening. The late Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh often spoke about compassionate listening as a way to relieve the suffering of another person. Most of the time when we think we are listening, we are actually just waiting for our turn to speak. We are preparing our rebuttal or judging what the other person is saying. Deep listening is different. It is the act of giving someone your full, undivided presence without any agenda. You are listening not to agree or disagree, but simply to understand. You are holding space for their pain, their fears, and their hopes. When you listen deeply, you are telling your partner that their experience matters. You are acknowledging their humanity. Often when people feel heard, their anger begins to melt away. They no longer feel the need to fight to be understood because you have already opened the door. This kind of listening requires great patience and a quiet mind. It requires you to put your own ego and your own need to be right on the shelf for a moment so that you can truly be there for the other person. Now, I would like to invite you into a short reflection to help you apply these concepts to a specific situation in your life. Find a comfortable position and take a deep breath. Close your eyes if that feels safe for you. Think of a recent misunderstanding or a recurring conflict you have with someone close to you. Instead of focusing on what they did wrong, I want you to look at the karma of the situation. What seeds have you been planting in this relationship? Have there been seeds of irritation or perhaps seeds of silence and distance? Acknowledge these seeds without judgment. You are simply observing the law of cause and effect. Now imagine the other person. See them not as your opponent, but as a person who also experiences pain and confusion. Recognize that they, like you, want to be happy and want to be loved. Their harsh words or their withdrawal are often just clumsy attempts to protect themselves from hurt. In your mind's eye, see a golden light of compassion flowing from your heart to theirs. As you breathe in, feel your own desire for peace. As you breathe out, send a wish for peace to them. Tell yourself silently, I am willing to let go of the need to be right. I am willing to listen with an open heart. I am willing to plant new seeds of kindness. When you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. This shift in perspective is the first step in healing. It doesn't mean you have to accept mistreatment, but it does mean you are choosing to respond from a place of wisdom rather than a place of reaction. You are taking charge of your own karma. By changing your internal landscape, you begin to change the external environment of your relationship. In the days ahead, I encourage you to pick one of these tools to practice. Perhaps you will focus on right speech and pause before you speak to ensure your words are kind and helpful. Or perhaps you will commit to 5 minutes of deep listening, where you let your partner speak without interrupting or judging. Notice how these small shifts affect the energy between you. Healing a relationship is rarely about one grand gesture. It is about the thousands of tiny choices we make every day to be present, to be kind, and to be aware. Remember that the path of a relationship is a journey of growth for both people. Misunderstandings are not just obstacles, but opportunities to deepen your understanding of yourself and the other person. They are the friction that can eventually polish the diamond of your connection. Be patient with yourself and be patient with your partner. You are both learning and you are both evolving. As long as you are willing to plant seeds of love and awareness, the garden of your relationship will eventually bloom in ways you never thought possible. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope these reflections bring a sense of peace and clarity to your heart and your home. If you found this helpful, feel free to share it with someone who might need these words today. I look forward to continuing this journey of wisdom and growth with you in our next session. Until then, take care of yourself and your loved ones. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be free from suffering. Please remember to subscribe our channel if you would like to explore more of this wisdom together.